All right, our next storyteller. Oh, come on in. Our next storyteller, guys, this is her very first story jam, her very first time on stage. So she's like super nervous. She's sweating more than me, which is hard. So when she comes up, you guys got to give her like the biggest round of applause ever to know, so she knows you're supporting her. You got her back. Anyway, Talia Brinton fears that her bat mitzvah will coincide with the demise of yet another large home appliance. Confusing story? Well, that's what Talia's here to tell you about. Give it up for Talia Brinton and her story, Rites of Passage.
So it was the morning of my bat mitzvah, and as some of you may know, that is the day as a 13-year-old in the Jewish faith becomes either a man or a woman. Typically that happens by you going onto the bima, which is like the altar stage in a temple, and reading the Torah, giving a sermon, and then having a big party. So it's the morning of my mitzvah. I wake up, I'm full of nervous energy, but all families have traditions around this, and with my family, there's been a tradition of large appliances breaking. So I am the youngest of 3 daughters. For my oldest sister's bat mitzvah, the dishwasher broke. Not a big deal, except when you have a lot of out-of-town guests, lots of dishes to do, but that's what 2 younger sisters are for. For my middle sister's bat mitzvah, the laundry machine broke, and thus ensued the dirty laundry and dirty underwear scandal that could be smelled from miles away. So everyone's in generally good mood the morning of my bat mitzvah. The laundry machine's working, the refrigerator has cold food in it, the oven has been working miraculously for 12 years, and everyone's pretty excited. The next thing that has to get done is getting 3 teenage daughters up and ready and on time with 1 bathroom. So thus ensues the arguments over who gets to straighten their hair and fails at straightening their hair first, what poor attempts at makeup get accomplished, and the age-old fight with your mother about how short of a skirt you can wear to your bat mitzvah. But somehow, we all get ready on time. I am dressed in a purple, ill-fitting suit. We all load up into the minivan and go down to the temple. So we are on our way to the temple, and nervous energy is flowing, but I'm getting more and more excited. So we get to the temple, we take a lot of photos, I get a pep talk from the rabbi, and then I go into the bathroom to get all of my last-minute energy out. And I sit down on the toilet, and not only was I about to become a woman in the Jewish sense, but I had just become a woman for the first time in the anatomical sense. The only person I could see before I went on stage was our gay rabbi, so I didn't think he was the person to tell. So I get on stage, and no one knows this. My whole family doesn't know this. I'm keeping this giant secret. And instead of being nervous about reading my Torah portion or giving a sermon, I'm busy squeezing my legs together so tight that I reverse the force of gravity successfully. So I give a beautiful chanting of the Torah, a wonderful sermon about how throwing baby Moses into the river has some significance in my life. And I feel like the worst of the day is done. So I finally get to reunite with my 2 older sisters and my mother, tell them what's happened. In the great Jewish tradition, they laugh and make fun of me. And we are off to the bat mitzvah party. And as some of you know, bat mitzvah parties are basically preparation in order to get ready for your wedding. There is a theme, there is colors, there is catered food, and typically there is dancing really poor dancing by 13-year-olds. And I was not that good of a dancer. So being somewhat of a rebel rouser, I decided to have a swimming party, which I thought was great until I got my period for the first time on my bat mitzvah. Again, never have been more grateful for 2 older sisters using a lot of mirrors and various sizes of tampons. A miracle happened that day, and we were able to get a tampon, and go off to the swimming party. There was lots of Marco Polo and chicken fights that ensued, and clearly I won all of the chicken fights with having the power of becoming a woman twice in one day. Thank you.